Huffy, puffy, wolf. You all know my famous words. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Yes, that's me. But now my huff isn't as amazing as it was. And as for chasing little pigs or chicks, I stopped puffing after just a few minutes. Last week I chased a skinny, scrawny chicken and I didn't even catch her. Well, she was so scrawny when even chicken soup would have been pretty tasteless. But that scrawny old hen ran straight back to the farmyard, squawking as loud as she could. Huffy Puffy old Wolfie can't even catch me. Things are so bad that even the farmer puts out bacon sandwich for me. And those three little pigs are driving me crazy. They spend most of the day rolling around in slushy mud, playing silly games and singing even sillier songs like this one. Huff puff, the wolf's not so tough. Puff huff, he can't blow enough. Here huff, you're not a toughie, just a slow old puffy. So I told them straight out, you three little piggies should be very carefully. My new fitness training will soon have me huffing and puffing and blowing any old pig house down. So watch out, cheeky porkies. That should tell them those little porkers had made me look silly before and a wolf never forgets. Fitness program? What fitness program? I said out loud. Maybe no, I'd better start looking for a fitness trainer for puffy old wolves. The foxes were pretty fit, so I asked a passing fox, how do you keep fit, brother? Running Wolfie. There's nothing better, and catching plenty of fat chickens. Oops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And the fox ran off. I tried the squirrels next. They seemed pretty active, speed climbing Wolfie and jumping from branch to branch, and we eat lots of nuts. And the squirrel shot up a tree, tossing a nut onto my nose. Ouch! This was getting me now here, so I tried a few rabbits. Digging holes helps Wolfie, plus lots of carrots and salad. And the rabbits disappeared down a hole, covering me with dirt. A hedgehog rolled up and told me, rolling around and a good diet, Huffy. Lots of worms, even you can catch worms. They are so slow. But before I could whack him, he rolled up and I got a prickle in my paw. Do I huff and puff so much? I thought I was talking to myself, but a big black crow was listening. He crowed, yes, you are pretty huffy and puffy. You need a bit more energy. Thanks a million, crow. I looked up at his beady eyes. You need a personal crow trainer, and I know just the crow. Crow squawked. And who might that be? I looked around. Just how many personal crow trainers do you know? Me. Of course, Crow didn't wait for an answer, and I have got all the things we need. This turned out to be a sweatband and a stopwatch he had found in the woods. I am not wearing that around my head, I protested, but Crow and nosy old owl, who always appeared when something was happening, wrapped the rainbow sweatband around my head. Can you read, Wolfie? Owls asked. No, I puzzle. Wolves don't read. Well, not this wolf. Good. Crow crowed and owl hooting, and I decided the sweatband was very silly. I wish I could read. Maybe go, girl, go means something good. A fitness program is simple. It just means running and more running. Crow held the stopwatch and yelled, Run, Wolfie, run! Very loud, and all the other animals turned up to see what was going on. I have had enough of this. I fell into the grass. At least the sweatband was keeping the sweat out of my eyes. Push ups, yelled Crow, and I was so happy that the running had stopped that I was happy to do push ups at least for a minute. The other animals were all very curious and some were even joining in. Have you ever seen a hedgehog do push ups? Having company made push ups and running a tiny bit better until Crow threw us all ropes and started us skipping. Three little piggies dressed in pink washed all the dishes in the sink. How many dishes did the piggies break? One, two, three, four! I didn't think it could get any worse until Owl arrived. How did he get out of the running and push ups? Owl announced. The fitness diet and spread out a pile of berries and mushrooms. Squirrel had been stealing, he said, borrowing food from runners in the woods, nutty energy sticks, and muesli. Owl said, because he can read or so he says. I wanted to run off to see if the farmer had left out any bacon sandwiches, but Crow yelled, No! Crow was a tough coach, and he kept it up for days and days and days and days. But I wanted to be strong and healthy. I wanted to be able to blow a whole house down. But then came the day that Crow flapped down and said, There are building houses. Who are they? I nibbled on another dry nutty stick. Those pigs, of course, they heard you are fit again and coming after them. Crow got his stopwatch out again. I wondered how I could smash it. I'm not coming after anybody, I sighed. I don't even care about those pigs anymore, and I certainly didn't care about fitness training. But you are a fit wolf, and now you can huff and puff and blow down their houses. Squirrel squeaked. I thought that was the idea, Wolfie. Am I really fit? I mumbled. I didn't feel all that confident. All the others yelled. Yes, you are. Owl flapped back too. The new piggy houses are going up fast. Those pigs must be really scared. Now that felt good. Those pigs should be scared. to be a real wolf again. But before you could say muesli sticks, the rabbits and the squirrels ran off to check on the piggy house building. Well, I asked when they came back, all excited. Straw and twigs and brick houses as usually. Those little pigs never learn. I'll huff and puff and blow them all down. Rabbit coughed. Well, not exactly puffy. I wish he would stop calling me that. Not exactly what I wondered. Not exactly. Straw and twig and brick houses. Rabbit scratched his ears. Well, none of those at all actually. But they always build straw and twig houses so that I can huff and puff and blow them all down. Rules are rules and pigs are pigs. Squirrel bounced around on a tree branch. New rules, Puffy. I wish they would all stop calling me that. New rules, Puffy. Well, whatever. I shall huff and puff and blow them all down, and you can start calling me Big Bad Wolfie again. Now that is a name I like. Nosy old owl fluttered back. A house of cards, a house of glass, and a house of tin. That's what they are building. Whatever are you talking about, owl? This was getting very silly. The little pig's new houses. That's what Owl shrugged his feathery wings. They decided to trick you and build different houses. That's what Puffy. This was all getting a bit much for a simple wolf like me, but Crow jumped in fast. You need a bit of extra puffing practice. That's all. Paper should be easy. Come on, Wolfie, let's find a few puffing practice trees. Crow looked around. Plenty of trees in the woods, so practice puffing it was. And when I had blown all the leaves off enough trees, Crow decided that paper houses would be no problem at all. I frowned and mumbled. He seems to be forgetting glass and tin houses. The houses are all up. Owl flew in with a flap. All the farmyard scratchers and squeakers are waiting for Wolfie to turn up. I had long decided that this was all a very bad idea, but my little fitness team started to clap and cheer. Show them what you are made of, Puffy. Squirrel added, we'll help you, Wolfie. But that didn't really seem to help much as I looked down at my little fitness friends. The big day arrived, and Owl had not been wrong. All the farmyard squallers seemed to be there. Maybe the piggies had been selling tickets, chicks in the front row, cows at the back. Everybody had a good view, and all the best places were taken. Huff puff, the wolf can't win. Blow, blow, you can't blow tin. But But it was too late now. All the animals were cheering and shouting, "My fan club too!" But squirrels, rabbits, and crows can't really outshout chickens, pigs, ducks, and cows, especially not those huge cows. The house of cards was no trouble at all. Well, after I had got into the puff of things. Little pig, I had almost forgotten the words. Let me in, let me in. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So I did. I huffed and I puffed and I blew and blew. And the whole crowd let out a huge cheer as the card house tumbled. I was now not quite sure who they were all on, or did they just want a bit of action? The house of glass looked a lot harder. This is not going to be quite so easy. I walked up and down in front of the sparkling house. At least I could see inside too. I pulled myself up tall, ready to blow. Then I saw them. The squirrels were sitting on a nearby tree with hands full of nuts. I wondered why, but got ready to huff and puff as hard as I could. I puffed so hard the trees all around were shaking, and then the squirrels threw their nuts smack, crash, crunch at the glass house. At first the house cracked, and then it slowly broke into 100 pieces of silver glass. The animals all yelped. What a sight to see! The glass house was now 100 splinters on the ground, and everybody was jumping up and down and clapping. This was all getting really good. But the last house, the tin house, was still standing. The last house is always a problem. Owl fluttered down at my side and whispered, "Tin opener," as if I might even know what he is talking about. Crow flapped and said the same. "Tin opener, Wolfie, we've got one for you." I looked at the strange thing he put in my paw. "Tin opener, Wolfie, you stick this in the house and turn that round bit round and round, and the house opens up." I looked at the strange thing he had given me. It wasn't cheap, Wolfie. I got it from Magpie. She's got loads of stuff like that. Opens up tin houses. I grinned my wolfish grin. You mean I don't have to huff and puff at all? But before Crow could even answer, the farmer arrived with his big rolling dogs. "That's it," he yelled in a very angry voice. "All you farm animals get back to the farmyard as fast as you can, and the rest of you get back to the woods. What do you think it is, a circus show? The farmer pointed at the pigs. Back to the farmyard, fast! You pigs are always causing trouble. I smiled, I agreed. I quite liked the farmer. And you are no better. The farmer turned to me. The squirrels are behind me. The hedgehogs are all curled up, and owl and crow hiding up in a tree. The rabbits had already gone. Back to the woods, all of you, and leave my pigs, chickens, and sheep in peace. And you, wolf, you look silly with that sweatband. I changed my mind about the farmer. Off we slunk back to the woods, the farmer shaking a big stick and those dogs of his growling in a very scary way. Did he say sheep? I spotted crow up in a branch. First sign of trouble, and crow and owl fly off up high. I've noticed that. Yes, crow flew down in the big field on the other side of the wood, and we never even got to try that in opener. I wonder if magic magpie will take it back, but my mind was working fast. No huffing and puffing to catch sheep, just a bit of chasing sheep. Don't build silly houses or sing silly songs. I smiled to myself and glanced over my shoulder at the angry farmer and the dogs chasing all those pigs, chickens, and cows back to the farm. Crow, I smiled. Are you still my personal crow trainer? Of course, Crow quacked. Fancy a jog back to the woods and then a few push-ups. Why not? I checked my sweatband and started to run. Lamb chops, I smiled. How I love lamb chops.